Good evening to everyone. Thanks for joining tonight. Should be a pretty fun show. We're going to get started here in just a minute. There it is. I don't know why the chat overlay kind of weirded out of me, but that is what that does. So, good evening. 7 o'clock in Texas. Thank you for joining tonight. We're going to talk about some balloons and how we didn't get a chance to see anything get shot down yesterday. But it looks like some of the balloons we did launch. I say we. I was there when they launched them. I didn't launch anything, but it looks like some of the balloons that were launched yesterday are not moving anymore. So I don't know. It's a conspiracy, I bet. Special shout out to all the folks in green text in the chat. AC3IK, I see you in there. Thanks for joining. KE8UFI, you guys are all my YouTube channel members. Appreciate y'all being here and your support of the channel. AA0AM, Andy, see you in there. W8WNA. Let's see, scrolling back up to there. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate y'all being early. And let me know what you think about the stream tonight. So, let's see. All right, well, I'll just bring Frank on. What's up, man?
Hey. What is going on, everyone? I'm Frank. You know how many people came up to me and said they miss me going, Tank Radio? Howdy, y'all.
Yeah.
45, Brian, nice to see you in there. I saw Ed earlier, Chris. And you gave shout out to the people at the green text, but how about all to your fellas in the blue text? The blue
all the admins?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I just see you in there right now. I don't think I've seen anybody else in there.
Well, then that's all we need.
That's all we need. That's all we need. So, Digital Ranch is in the house. What's up, Robert? Looks like Scott's in there.
Scott.
Yeah. Scott tried to kill us all last night with a meat comatose.
Hey, if he's in there, do you want to bring him on?
Sure, yeah. Scott, you can join us if you want to.
He saw the balloon launches and everything.
He did. Yeah, that's true. And KWMRD just showed up.
Oh no.
So
well, if we write Scott, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean that everybody's welcome to join. So let's see.
All right, I'll put distribute film.
Have you got the link?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and back channel it. Go ahead and keep on talking.
Yeah, back channel it. So okay, so I wanted to share a couple things that I'd mentioned my email. Those of you who are not on my email list, please go sign up, hamradio2.com/email-sign up. I had mentioned, and I try to send an email out every Sunday, a few hours before the live stream goes live, and most of the time every Wednesday also, so that just say, hey, join the live stream today. This is what we're talking about. So I'd mentioned in the email that we're going to have a giveaway. So I have designated the last Sunday of March as our giveaway Sunday for March. Now, we're not going to have anything really huge, but I should have several items to give away. So the first three, I'm going to give a big shout out to Jim. I think he's KI6ZUM. Quote me, Zoom Spot Jim. He gave me 3 Zoom Spots. This is the USB stick. This is the Zoom Spot kit with a Pi Zero. And this is a Zoom Elite 3.5 LCD Zoom Spot kit with the big screen. That's the biggest one they've got. He donated these to me and said, why don't you do them as a giveaway? He gave these to me at Orlando. And so special shout out to Jim on that. And thank you for those giveaways. So 3 different people win one of those. So it's a hot spot. Don't you need a truck to join? Scott says that's a good. Yeah, I like that.
Hey,
apparently not. Since I allow Frank in here.
You know.
So
I got the best vehicle that I need for my needs at the current moment.
Yeah. Yep. So
But I do want a 4x4 something, not a truck. Go ahead. Where's our link, Jason?
It's on a truck chassis. What link?
I don't. A link to the giveaway, or
that's what I'm getting to. So I haven't spun up the link to the giveaway yet. So I'll have an email sign up the same way we always do it. I haven't spun that up yet. So be watching. I'll probably spin that up tomorrow. I have to sit down at the computer and take care of a lot of shipping. After talking about my Ed Fong antennas on my Friday shopping video, got a lot of new orders over the weekend. And of course, I was at the Houston Hamfest most of the weekend. Today we kind of chilled. It was a really nice day outside. We went to the brewery, drank a beer, came home, kind of sat around a little bit, and didn't have much going on today. So kind of took the day off just a little bit.
Nice. You need to do that every now and then.
Yeah, it was a nice day for it. So, but the biggest thing so far in the giveaway is going to be this Mobilinked TNC4. So I bought these. I bought 2 of these, and I'm giving one away. I'm keeping one. Going to see some videos on that upcoming, and I'm giving one away. So we will talk about that more. Okay, I'm going to mute you, Scott. I don't know what the heck. He's like doing magic in the background or something. So, additional giveaways will be 2 different KG UV9PX radios from bettersaferadio.com. He's donated those. I also have 2 different antennas coming to me from KM4ACK. One is his linked dipole, and one is his in-fed halfway. Both of those are kits. He graciously donated those. And today I found out that Ham Radio Deluxe is going to donate 2 one-year subscriptions to their software.
Oh,
so, yeah. So we'll have 2 people that will win a 1-year subscription to Ham Radio Deluxe. If you already own Ham Radio Deluxe, then you can add it to the back of whenever your subscription expires, and it will extend your subscription for another year. So you'll either get it for free, or get it for 1 year for free, or get an additional 1 year for free. However you want to do that. So that is what I have right now. I'm working on 1 or 2 other items, and probably will have a few more things. I think I'm going to throw some Ed Fong antennas into it. So the giveaway is going to be for March is going to be a bunch of smaller items, but it'll be more winners. So instead of 2 or 3 big winners, we'll have 8 to 10 smaller item winners. So that should be fun.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Should be fun stuff.
Scott, are you back? Are you good? You're good?
I unmuted you. Are you? No, can't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that.
There it is.
All right, there it is.
We're back with sound.
You're good.
You're
sorry about that.
Jeez.
My headphones were still attached to the drum set in the other room.
Ha!
Wow.
Nice.
Nice to see you guys survived yesterday.
We survived. Yeah. So
hey, I made it back to my humble abode.
You must have flown, man.
Well, I left like at 9:30.
He left this morning fairly early. But I'm glad that you. Yeah, I called him like 2 hours after he left. I'm like, "Where are my keys, Frank? You didn't take them with you, did you?"
No, I gave them to you.
He didn't give them back to me. I was trying to figure out where they were, but it's all good.
Yeah, but man, that Hamfest was fun.
Yes,
If you want to start at the blue lunches, we can go ahead, or we just jump to eating Scott's meat.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
No, yeah. Just sidestep that one. But I was telling everyone, I was like, yeah, we were kind of comatose. I did. I came home last night, and I think I laid down on the couch. I'm like, I'm just not going to move for like an hour.
Yeah, I totally missed Josh's live stream and his
I did too. I did too. Yeah, and I posted when I was we were sitting around your table. I posted in the chat. I was like, hey, we're gonna crash your after chat. And he's like, cool. And then he asked me later. He goes, hey, how y'all doing? We're good, man. We just I don't know.
I completely forgot about it because I was wanting to join.
Yeah.
But time it came around, I was editing a little bit that night, and I was like, I'm tired. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I threw in the towel at 10 o'clock, and I
Right.
just went to bed and was out.
Right.
I didn't even plug my phone
the
in.
party over here didn't stop till like 10 o'clock, and I just passed out. I woke up sometime this morning, and it was just
Nice.
a blur.
That's good.
But what did you cook for us? You had boudin.
We had
You had
boudin.
this
We had some kind of
sausage.
some crazy sausage that
Side boom.
Side
Side
Boom
boom.
gave us.
Side boom.
Side
That was
boom.
yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad about forgetting his name. I talked to him all day yesterday. And then we cooked up some fajitas, and that was pretty much it.
Yes.
It was literally meat coma at the house.
It was.
Meat.
Yeah.
We had cigars and fantastic whiskeys and some moonshines from various distillers around the area. Now, does it really count as moonshine if we can buy it from a store?
It's the process.
Okay.
The process is the ingredients and how it's distilled, and that's that's moonshine.
Well, let me show you what I've got. I got
Yes,
I got something something at the this is what I got at the show. I got something else. Mike gave me a geek at the show, and that's where I'm going to leave that. So you'll see a video about that later. But right now, I've got this guy, which is hambatteries.com. I'll pull that website up here in a minute. So this is 3D printed case, obviously. Inside of here is a battery, and he gives you a couple of, he gives you a cable. This is USB-C to charge, USB-A right there. USB-C will charge the internal battery. USB-A, you put a hotspot in its case on top of this thing, and it's a external battery pack to power your hotspot, so you can take it around with you wherever you want to go. So, and that is. Oops, that was the wrong button. That was from hambatteries.com. And he makes this stuff here, and he's just launching these things. And I was talking to him, and I'm like, hey, this looks really cool. And he's like, well, here, take one. So he donated that to me. But he's got some cool stuff on here. So go support. I'm putting together a video that I'll release later about handmade products and individual guys making products for ham radios. But I thought that was cool because it's USB-C rechargeable, and you can just plug a regular old. This is made for a hotspot for a Pi 3 or 4 that goes with a. In fact, this one's made for the Sherry Note. He's got different configurations of it. So you take a Sherry hat, put it on top of a Pi 3 or 4, put it in a case like a Neo case, which you can get on Amazon for $16. Put it in here, plug it into this, and this box powers the hotspot. You can take it around with you, go places. And when the battery gets low, or you just want to plug it and you get to destination where you're going, just plug it in right there.
Now, the other interesting thing I liked about that was he also touted it as a battery backup. So if you lose power, it's seamless. Will swap over or actually always be charging off or powered off the battery.
Correct.
So your hotspot wouldn't care.
That's right.
That if you lose internet because your router's not backed up, so that's on you.
So when you plug, so when you plug it in or don't plug it in, it's got some sort of connection where it doesn't interrupt the source, the power source to the Pi itself. So that's that one right there. This one is made for a Pi 0 for some sort of hotspot with a Pi 0 in it. He makes one for a clear node. I asked him about an all-star node. Well, I asked him about this one right here is for a Sherry Pi hat, but I asked him about a like a TGIF spot for DMR D-Star, and he's like, hey, send me the configuration, I'll build one for you. I'm like, okay, cool. So some cool stuff. I thought that was cool stuff. I like to see local, like independently owned companies or guys making stuff that's for the amateur radio community. I thought that was pretty fun. So that's why I decided I want to talk about that tonight. But I got that yesterday, so I'll do a video on it soon. Hambatteries.com is their website. I think he told me what his name was. I forget what his name is though. The guy's name is, but we'll figure it out. So
yeah, I ran by and saw his booth yesterday, and I just saw all the 3D printed stuff. I didn't really stop to see what it was. There's so much stuff to look at over there, and
yeah. There was a bunch of Motorola stuff on that table right next to him, and it was a ham club. And one of the South Texas clubs had a map of their repeater network down there, and a lot of their repeaters are linked via All-Star. So I sat there and talked to them about All-Star for 10 or 15 minutes. So speaking of All-Star, if you guys are interested in connecting to us, Might do a short after chat tonight. We'll see. But that's my hub right there, the blue one in the middle, which is 43136. And we can chat about that after the show is over. So All-Star, those of you on All-Star, welcome to connect. We're trying to get Scott. We're trying to get Scott up and running, but we didn't get around to it. We were just having too much fun smoking cigars and eating fajitas.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to understand what the keyboard did at that point in time anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to play a video that those of you who may not know, W5KUB Tom was interviewed by several news sources about the alleged Air Force shooting down a ham radio balloon. So I don't know. He told me he was. Well, I saw a tweet. He didn't tell me, but I saw a tweet from him. He's like, he was just interviewed by Newsmax and he was about to go on to CNN. So I just Googled for it and I found this video here. Let me see if I can do that.
You can't have it both ways. No wonder, really, many
I'm not going to play the whole
politicians
thing,
but hate the media more.
Yeah. So
and
what?
A lot of us deserve it. But missing in all of the partisan dunking is the craziest part of the whole story. For $50, you too can assemble a balloon, send it up 35,000 feet, track it as it flies around the world right next to commercial airliners, and then the Air Force might spend $400,000 on a missile to shoot it down.
Right, hold on. Pause it.
Okay. All right.
What's kind of? He's making it sound like we just do this for the fun of it. Like, oh,
well, they get into that. They get it. So he's about to interview
$50 and anyone can do this. It's part of our hobby. It's part of our enjoyment. We're doing
They get to that, Frank. You've made me stop it. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to do the
No, you're right. This guy doesn't know, and no reason he should know. He's not a ham. So I just So we'll get. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I will link this video if anybody wants to go to YouTube and watch it. This is from a news source called, what was their name again? It was news.
These idiots.
News. I don't remember what their name was. This was not a news source I'd heard of. So this was just the first thing I found.
Okay.
Leaving the news crap aside. So let's
know a lot about this subject and join us now, gentlemen. It's good to see you. Ron, start with you. It's possible that one of the balloons that was shot down was yours, right?
It's possible, but we wouldn't know unless we saw a picture.
Help me
So
understand.
they don't even know now.
What are these balloons that people say are the size of cars? You just do this for fun?
Size of cars?
They're
not that big.
Pressure balloons for the education community.
You can make them that big.
You
can, but
science, STEM education, and it's just wonderful for the students to be able to fly around the world. That's our primary reason for starting a company called Scientific Balloon Solutions, and it's
okay.
It's tangible for them. It's tangible.
But I wanted to stop there and pull up Scientific Balloon Solutions because that is not a website I had ever heard of before today. I thought I had that tab open, but I don't. Okay, boom. So if we go here and then
Sam,
we'll go
Tank, simmer down.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's Noel. Okay, well, yeah, Noel's saying that too. So come on, some great internet we've got down here in Galveston, guys. Wonderful. But let's kill that.
It's suddenly awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, Scientific Balloon Solutions, they sell trackers, APRS, and whisper trackers. This was, again, I had not heard of this store before. I know we're going to talk about some trackers that are whisper and APRS, one or both from QRP Labs, makes a couple of them. And there's a guy called ZachNet. I want to say ZachNet. Hayden's talked about him before. I want to say he's out of... I don't know if it's New Zealand or Australia, somewhere down there. Okay, so I pulled this website up earlier, but it's not wanting to come up right now. So I might try. I'll let that load for a minute, but let's take that off and put this back on.
Something that is very important for the education of communications, ham radio, aviation, meteorology, geography, and the students have a real good time following these balloons around the world.
If I was a kid, when I was a kid, I would have loved something like this and to be able to do it and track it and everything else. But Tom, at the same point here, given what's going on and commercial aviation, and you've got balloons at the same altitude as planes that are flying over the poles and 3 or 4 hours from the airport, if one of these things gets sucked into a jet engine. Is this a wake-up call, perhaps, that just allowing anybody to launch balloons around the world is educational as it might be? We need to rethink these things?
Well, I don't think so. If you just really think about it, there are probably hundreds and hundreds of these balloons floating around up here right now. The FAA has certain rules and regulations, and we follow those rules and regulations, and we are exempt through FAA 101. So if the balloon is a certain size, if it's a certain weight, I think we can fly legally. You can fly anything under 6 pounds, and our tracker is about 1.7 grams. There's a picture of it right there. And, it's like throwing a cork out in the Pacific Ocean. Is a ship going to hit that cork? It's a pretty big place up here. I've got a pilot friend, 35 years in the air. He said he's never seen one.
Ron, what was
more to that point?
Your reaction when you hear...
No, go ahead, Frank.
I was going to say more to that point. During these balloon launches, and especially when it's flying through their airspace, they do notify the pilots and do a FAA bulletin. They file with the FAA, and it goes to a bulletin in the area. So anyone filing a flight plan will see that bulletin and know, oh, there is a amateur radio balloon, a balloon going up in this airspace to be on the lookout. And some people do it. You're not required to do it, but the gentleman launching the air balloons down at the Hamfest down there in Houston, noted they did it as part of their procedures. But majority of these balloons are flying much higher than what the planes are. The planes max out at like 45,000 feet. These balloons are 60,000 feet. The only thing flying up there is military, and they got radar.
Well, and the balloons they launched yesterday, I made the joke when we were there. It looks like they went to Party City and bought some birthday balloons. They weren't that big.
No, they weren't. They called them pico balloons, the ones that they were launching yesterday. One thing they did tell me is that helium has gotten rather expensive. So I did a video on the channel I looked it up earlier. I think it was August of 2021. I think it was late July, and I posted the video in August. And it was one of the clubs it was the Plano Amateur Radio Club, if I'm not mistaken. They did a balloon launch up there, and I got copied on an email somewhere. And I went up to film that, and that was a really fun. I got a lot of, and they put a 360 GoPro on it, so my video showed the whole thing, and I did a time lapse of part of it because it took like an hour to get up there. But then the balloon exploded the way it's supposed to. It's supposed to be, it bursts when it gets to a certain altitude, and payload comes all the way back down. They had an APRS tracker on it. They had a Whisper tracker. I think they had a LoRa tracker on it, which was kind of fun. So stuff like that. But that one they said that one would go up to about 80 or 90,000 feet. Most of your commercial airlines are like 35, 40,000 feet, something like that.
Yeah.
So these and I think they said those pico balloons yesterday would go up to like, what'd they say, like 15 to 20,000 feet?
No, I said 43 to 46,000.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like that's like on the same level as like a commercial airliner. But yeah, correct. That thing comes into a commercial airliner. It's tiny. So
the answer, I did see a question in the chat from Lloyd. Depends on how big your balloon is and its payload. If your payload is over a significant amount,
correct,
then you are required to have a reflector on it, and the reflector is just like cardboard with foil on it, and it's going to reflect any and every radar wave and make it look so much bigger than it is. It depends on the balloon itself. The ones that they launched were aluminum balloons, and those things on themselves are reflectors,
right? And they were putting hydrogen in them yesterday because they said the helium has gotten expensive, and these were pico balloons, so they didn't take as much gas as what some of the larger balloons will take, but they were putting hydrogen in the ones that launched yesterday. So 44 to 48,000 feet was what they said that they would do. Okay, what's Digital Dreamer? The Chinese spy balloon was the size of 5 to 6 city buses.
Yeah. Yeah,
flying between 50 and 60 and motorized. Well, that's probably, yeah. If it's motorized, I think that throws a whole new wrench into it. I don't think that's
we're talking on the scale of 6 pounds versus buses.
Well, yeah, but this thing is that the Chinese balloon, I think, was also carrying a payload that was like, what, 1,000 pounds or something like that.
Was it that much? Wow, I don't know.
It wasn't small.
To my knowledge, there's been more than one of those that has been not shot down, but seen in the sky or some sort of target for it lately. So I don't know. Like he even says here in his presentation here a minute ago, he says something like he showed this right here, which was where'd it go? Yeah, Chinese spy balloon 60,000 feet. Oh, okay. Second and third objects at 40,000 feet. They didn't even know what they were. Commercial plane at 30,000 feet, and fourth object 20,000 feet. So they didn't really know what was what with that. But I thought, you know what? I thought that was cool that they interviewed Tom. I've been on Tom's show a number of times. He runs a live stream every Tuesday called Ham Radio Roundtable. Gosh, I lost it for a second. Ham Radio Roundtable, and I've guest appeared on his show several times. It's been a while since I've been on there, but I used to do it kind of every other week or something like that. And I just thought it was really cool. I was like, oh, I know that guy. That's pretty cool that Tom was able to get on there. So this Scientific Balloon Solutions website can't come up. I wonder if they crashed it after airing that news story. I don't know, but
is there anything else in that news story?
Not really. I mean, again, I'll link it down there, and I'll let he talks about how it's a cool STEM project that to get kids interested in science and math and whatnot, and how it's and Tom's like, we're perfectly legal within the confines of the FAA, and if it's less than a certain weight, you don't have to do as much. If it's over a certain weight, you have to do more registration and whatnot. So he talks about that a little bit, and of course, and Tom's right, because the weight of the payload on those balloons yesterday was like this big. In fact, I'm going to show you. Let's
super small.
Yeah, they were tiny on those ones yesterday. So, like this guy right here is a QRP Labs tracker, and it's kind of hard to see from this picture, but I guess maybe, yeah, it's in that's a spoon. That's like that's not a teaspoon, but that's looks like a serving spoon or something for your you'd put in like a bowl of corn or something like that. So yeah, that's how big that one is. And that's a QRP Labs tracker for $50. World's cheapest, lightest, simplest, yet most flexible and expandable Whisper high altitude balloon tracker. Includes USB interface for configuration, 128K disk, tons of features. And then they've got another one here, Light APRS-W. So that one's Whisper only. This one right here, I believe, does Whisper and APRS. And I kind of like the APRS ones better myself. Whisper's cool, but I really like the APRS ones just because I'm a fan of APRS. But here's let's see. Let's at this one here. This is similar to the one they had yesterday. It had two little dipole antennas hanging off the bottom of it. You can see it's like 4 inches tall, probably like 3 inches wide that the other direction. And it's just it's tiny. It doesn't weigh anything. It doesn't weigh anything at all. It weighs like couple of grams or something. Like this one, 4.6 grams is what the Light APRS, and then the Light APRS 1.0, the older version, was 9.3 grams. So not a heavy payload at all, not something that's going to be too cumbersome to put up in the air and let a balloon go and see where it goes and track APRS or Whisper that way. So we launched one, Frank and I, and well, Scott, were you there with us? I know Mike was there. Frank and I and Mike. And I don't remember if you were out there at the 10 o'clock launch, Scott. I think you were.
Yeah, it was at the 10 o'clock launch.
Yeah. So the 10 o'clock launch was, where did it go? This guy right here. Yeah, there it is right there. So this one was launched. Let me turn that back on. This is a KG5 Bravo Foxtrot. And this right over here on the side where I've got my mouse right here, that's where we launched. You can see they've got the balloon logo on the APRS. And if I'm moving my mouse around, can y'all see that balloon pop up when I mouse over it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that right there, that's where we launched. That's down in Rosenberg, Texas. And it went this whole way. And we were sitting at Scott's house last night eating. I was checking this several times during the day yesterday. I was checking it and I was taking screenshots of it because I want to use it in my video I'm going to post later. And we were sitting around Scott's table last night around dinner time, and I was like, "Oh, it's just past Lake Charles, which is roughly where Sideboom lives. He's out of the Lake Charles area." And I'm like, "Cool. So it just passed Lake Charles. Okay, great. So it's in Louisiana now." Well, I pulled it up this morning. It's in the same place.
That's some crazy Cajun probably shot it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But and APRS shows data from the last 24 hours. You can change it to like the last 7 days or whatnot. Of course, I hadn't been up there 7 days, so I didn't do that. But that's basically where it stalled. It just stopped there. And so I emailed Walter this morning. I was like, "Dude, it looks like this one stopped. What are the payloads and the call signs of the other ones?" And he sent me this one here. This is his right here, K5WH. That's Walter, one of the guys kind of in charge of the thing. But I don't know if he's in charge or not, but he has a big part in it. And this one stopped right after it over it, shortly before it got to my house in the Galveston Bay. So my house is down. My house
maybe it's like a software malfunction or something.
I don't know. It could be just their Pico balloons, and they just, they're so lightweight. They might have run into something. The wind might have popped the balloon. I don't know. But that one stopped there. And then this one here, as far as I can tell, is still well. Okay, hold on a second. No, so this one stopped like an hour and a half ago. This one stopped on the foot. No, that was yesterday. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I read the day wrong. This one went farther than any of the other ones. This W3FGP one went all the way through to on the other side of Lafayette before it gets to Baton Rouge. But you can see it was last reported at 1724 yesterday.
See, I would kind of think though that if these balloons were expected to hit the 43 to 46,000 foot altitude, that they'd be a little bit more robust. It wouldn't be so flimsy where something like wind could knock it out.
Right. I mean, I'm the same way. I'm like, that's 3 of them, and either APRS failed them or they're all down somewhere, because I'm like, and I looked all of them up on Whisper and I couldn't find anything on Whisper at all under those call signs. So I'm like, well, I don't know. It's like now this one tracker here, this light APRS tracker is about $140. And we were talking to the guy, KG5 Bravo Foxtrot yesterday, and Frank asked the question. He's like, I think it was you, Frank. You're like, so do you ever expect to get this back? And he's like,
that was me.
Yeah, I was thinking that was you. So he's like, yeah, no, you just put it up, you watch it go for hopefully a long, long time. Or, he said the last one they put up stayed up for like 58 days.
Yeah, that was the last Hamfest that we went down there. They sent it up and it stayed up for 58 days. And I was like, oh, that is so cool. Now, I probably have the video of it somewhere.
Yeah. Now, the Tom, W5KUB, I've seen him put some up that lasted for months. In fact, they'll go around the world, and they have geo fencing on some of them because transmitting on APRS in some countries is not legal.
I was about to ask that as a question, and I forgot to.
So there's some of them where you can program a geo fence into them. So when and of course they all have GPS on them. So when they cross into over the border of a certain country, they stop transmitting, and then they cross the border out of the country and they'll start transmitting again. North Korea is a good example of this. So I think maybe China, I'm not sure about China or not, but I know that North Korea, you don't want to transmit over North Korea. So yeah, some of them have geofencing, but they'll go around the earth 3 or 4 or 5 times, or like for a whole month. And I don't remember exactly how long it takes them to make one complete pass over the earth, but it probably depends on the season and the weather and everything. But I just thought that was really cool. When I was talking to Tom about it months ago or a couple of years ago, and then it's come back up in recent news, and I'm like, so now I've got the itch to do one again and put my own call sign on it, and we'll just do weekly updates on the live stream every week and just say, hey, here's where it is. Here's what it is. But it really kind of disappointed me that these 3 that they launched yesterday are all no longer reporting their positions.
The guys that ran those yesterday, they're all members of BVARC, and I'm sure that they will at some point in time, maybe this week or maybe next week, give us an update, and we'll get like an email blast about the update on the balloons from this weekend. So if we get that information, I'll forward that over to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I should probably join BVARC, but I'm not a member. If I'm eventually one day, if my wife and I move down here, I might join them. Korea, somebody says Yemen and England. hadn't heard that before. Korea, China, and New Jersey.
Yeah.
Ron. That one, I think Ron's right. It stops transmitting over New Jersey. Do they race these balloons? No, not to my knowledge. No. This is just for this is for scientific experimentation of APR to learn how APRS works and how well it works at certain speeds and altitudes. That one, the Bravo Bravo Foxtrot balloon, the last reported position was 7,000 feet in the air, so it didn't even get 10. I mean, like what is that? Like 25% of the altitude it should have been. Yeah. It was like 25-30% of the altitude that they said it would get to, and that's the last reported position was 7,000 feet. So I don't know. It's I don't know. I thought that was fun to watch, and I got some video of the first launch, but I was disappointed that they didn't go farther than they did. So
well, hey, sometimes it happens like that. Other times, they stay up for months.
Yeah.
After all you can do is hope for them after you send them off in the air. Good luck, little baby.
Yeah, that's right.
I kind of like Ed's suggestion here about attaching some tannerite. See if the Air Force will
shoot
I give them
I saw that. I was like, and Mike took a picture, and I got it on video, but I didn't get a picture of it. But on the one of the APRS trackers they have these small little flimsy solar panels on either side of the transmitter to keep it powered while it's up in the air. And on the bottom of the transmitter, they wrote a bullseye and they said, U.S. Air Force, aim here, or something like that.
Here, I'm sharing it out.
You've got a picture of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Juan Luis, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Hello from Miami. Appreciate you being here, and thank you for the super chat. So here's Frank's picture that he's got here.
Already cut away.
F20. That's what it was. That's what it was. F22 aim here. That's funny.
These were on the back of the solar cells. So
right
on the back of them, they just used probably a Sharpie.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
So I mean, we all had a big laugh about it. I was like, hey, and I even emailed a couple of the guys who did the balloon launch in Denton a couple years ago, and I was like, hey guys, if y'all launch a balloon, let me know, because if they come by and shoot that thing down, I really want that on video. But I don't think that like Tom said, there's hundreds of them up there and they've shot down like one. So and they're probably not going to shoot down another one with all the bad press they've got. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, going back to that news story you were showing us here a minute, that little newsreel, that the opening, the commentator or the reporter there, who's kind of like, he opened up, it's like, well, you can take a $50 balloon, it'll get shot down by the $400,000 missile. I guess you're trying to show the irony of how cheap it is to launch a balloon, but how we would use a $500,000 weapon to take down a freaking balloon.
No, right. It's kind of tongue in cheek, but it happened. So
yeah, he's not speculating. that actually happened. But
Michael,
I don't think that if those balloons are as large and as motored as he's kind of mixing his stories there, because if that Chinese balloon, if that's what it was, is as large and it was powered and it had that payload, that's not a $50 balloon, guys. That's in
lieu of launching a $500,000 missile, you telling me with all of our technological advancements in this country with science and everything else, we can't put an industrial laser on one of these jets and just take the thing out by slicing it off?
Lasers are still not feasible in a application like that.
I don't buy that.
They have
postage stamp from space. We can't take a balloon down with a laser.
We have lasers. We could put lasers on ships, but we can't really put them on a plane yet to make them damageable.
There was something that Tom said in here that I want to play.
And then the Air Force might
go ahead,
pick up one of these balloons that's yours. It's pretty cool. But either way, they scrambled jets, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars worth of fuel and planes and maintenance, plus a $400,000 missile to take down one of your balloons. You almost have to chuckle a little bit, right?
Well, it's something that I guess he was trying to be proactive, but I tried to get through to let him know.
You tried to call NORAD?
I tried to let him know what our government know what was going on, and I just could not get through. In reality, all the jet would have had to do was just fly close to it, and it probably would have taken out the balloon just with turbulence.
Yeah,
right there.
That's funny.
Yeah. All you had to do is fly close to it.
The one they're showing is the big Chinese one, but our amateur ones,
Yeah. So there's a picture of, I guess that's it, pulling out of the
Yeah, I think that was the Chinese one.
out of the ocean. But so I don't know. But I don't know. I just thought that was, I was like, yeah, he made a good point. All they had to do is fly close to it. Just take that F-22 and just like sideways, just Mach 2 across it, and probably would have taken the thing out, man.
Little afterburner action.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not let this discourage us. Let's keep going at the
No,
hobby.
of course
Let's
not.
keep
Of
using
course
this
not.
because it's a wonderful tool, especially for kids, man. You show them something tangible that they did. They helped to put this balloon up in the air, and then they can go by and watch it over a month. Come on now. How is that not promoting STEM and science?
Exactly.
And it's sparking their interest in it.
So here's another one that I wanted to show, and there's a lot of different ones out there. The one that I want to say, there's a guy with his call sign ending ELK that makes like a balloon and transmitter thing, and he's a U.S. ham, but Tom's had him on the show a bunch of times. I meant to look him up, and I forgot to add him to the list here. But this is one from ZachTech. ZachTech.com is a Pico we're Pico transmitter, $90. Okay, please note that USB to serial adapter cable is needed to configure it. So you have to program it with your call sign and if you're going to program geofencing or something like that in there. I don't know if those come pre-programmed that way or not, but this is one of the ones that they used yesterday. Walter sent me the link to him. He's this U4B, which is whisper only. This light APRS with whisper, which those are both from QRP Labs, and then this one from ZachTech, this Pico transmitter. Those are all some of the ones they used. In fact, I think that's the one with the solar panels on it. It's not a very good picture. There it is. That's a better picture of it right there. That's the one on the KG5 Bravo Foxtrot balloon that we have on video from yesterday, with where they wrote on the back of the solar panels. So, but I'd like to know, has anyone in the chat ever done a balloon, and if so, what have you used? Because there's more. Because this is just a couple from QRP Labs and one from ZachTech. There's probably a lot. That's him. Thank you. Hey, Walter's in the chat. Thanks, buddy. So WB8ELK Bill Brown. Yes. So I emailed Bill back when I was on Tom's show, and I was like, hey, I'd like to get one of these eventually. But his setup is larger. It's a little bit more extravagant, a little bit more expensive. I want to say the setup he has was like $300 to $400, but it included the balloon. He's got 2 or 3 different types of balloons that you can get, and that kind of thing. So, but it's probably been a year and a half or a couple of years since.
But these are like small. These are smaller size of the weather balloons. These are like giant party size balloons that you could think of. The balloon that they launched at Quartz Fest was one of the larger ones, so expected to go up to 70,000 feet with the latex.
That's right.
That thing was like 6-7 feet in round in diameter at our level, and they was expected to balloon up to like 6 or 7 times the size before it pops. And they had a whole bunch of trackers on it, and they were going out and watching it and going to recover it.
Right. Yeah. So the balloons that we were watching yesterday, they'd look like they were like 1/3 of the way full. And people were like, well, are you gonna fill them up? And they're like, no, because they expand. Gas expands when you get into higher altitude. When the air gets thinner, the gas expands, and then they end up being full once they get to altitude. And I'm guessing that's what stops them when they go to a certain altitude, is how far once they expand fully.
No, it's how much gas you put inside them. If you put too much gas, it is going to exceed the strength of the balloon. Is going to pop.
Correct.
But if you don't put enough gas, it's going to not go up as high. So there's like a balance to it.
So so what determines where they stop at the 44?
How much gas you put inside it?
How much gas? Okay.
Yeah, and the structural strength of the balloon. So, and the type of gas. Some gas is lighter than other gases.
So my buddy Kelly's in the chat, KG5 MUC, and he said he ordered one 2 weeks ago. Which one did you order, Kelly? I've shown a few in here. Some other people. So Bill at Huntsville, I think. Yeah, Bill Brown was at Huntsville, or maybe he will be at Huntsville. I think I met him. I can't remember if I met him or not, but I think I did. So
this is something I really want to get more involved, and it's very interesting. But it's just the time I have to put towards this and making videos.
I think it
I
would
think I
be
want to do more satellites
yeah.
before I really got involved in this.
Yeah. I think I want to do well, the satellite thing is another chore. But I think it'd be cool to launch one right here on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. I think this would be a perfect place to launch one. We just because there's an open field that way. So we can walk out to the beach so that if it flies with the winds coming off of the ocean, which is this way right here, it'll fly up that way, kind of, and that way is let me think. That way is west. But all the ones yesterday flew east. So I don't know if once they get up to a certain height, if they'll
if they get up to around the jet stream level, which I think is around 30 to 40,000 feet, don't quote me on that. I'm just feeling that's right. They should go east.
Yeah. Well, most
exactly.
All of those should go
they'll
east.
go east eventually, but the winds coming off the Gulf right here are blowing pretty much towards the west.
Yeah.
Galveston Island, if you look at a map, Galveston Island, it runs like northeast to southwest. So it's actually kind of the winds are coming off the shore this way, kind of towards the northwest, if you will. But that's just here at ground level. Once they get to a certain height, they will probably go out towards the Gulf of Mexico and go over the Gulf of Mexico towards like Shreveport, New Orleans, whatever. Not Shreveport, but towards like New Orleans area, but maybe even to Florida. But it'd be fun to see. In fact, APRS tracker would tell you how far did it go west before it got high enough to go east, and that'd be kind of a fun thing to look at.
It will. You should be able to map all that data, because I believe it gives you elevation.
Yeah. Bill Brown should put one at Dayton every year. He does. He should put one up Dayton. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he does that every year. Yeah, that's what you're saying. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, he launches one at Dayton every year. So maybe we'll have to go try to catch that this year, Frank. Because I've never seen a balloon launch at Dayton, but if they're doing, I know they do them. I just never have caught one. So
no, neither have I. Panda asks a interesting question: are these balloons sending constant video? No.
In fact,
depends on what you payload you give them. I've seen some operators do have an amateur TV camera on it, but that's a larger, heavier load, which you need bigger balloons, and then again you'll probably get above the 6-pound weight limit, and then put you in a different category and restrictions for launching it. Others have just a small camera, and in the presentation that I recorded, and I'm going to try to release this coming Thursday, watch it on Tank Radio. They talked about you like that. They found a way to send pictures through APRS through the data payload, so it captures a frame, and then just over a period of time sending APRS packets, download the image, and just assemble the packets again. So, but it depends on the payload you put onto it.
So that balloon that we that I'll go find my video here, man. Maybe I'll play a chunk of it here in a second. But that balloon that the Plano Amateur Radio Club launched last again, I think it was in July of 21. They had a GoPro 360 GoPro on it, and it was really fun to watch that. It was not live streaming; it was recording. So when the balloon went up and then burst when it got to a certain height and then came back down again, it recorded all of that. And Andrew, KE5, gosh, I'm going to forget his call sign. Andrew, one of the guys who owned the camera, he's like, "Hey, you can use my video if you credit me in the video." And I was like, "Of course I will." So I used that, and I credited him in the video. And I'm like, that was pretty fun. I enjoyed the heck out of that. So let me go find that video real quick.
Okay.
So any more questions in the chat, Frank?
Good idea. Let me continue on. Shouldn't the military know about APRS before they shoot? From Peter. I'm going to answer that. Do they care about APRS?
Right.
It's a whole another system that they're not tied into. It's an amateur radio thing. They're not seeing a balloon and thinking APRS. I don't think that's even in the same ballpark. Unfortunately. But these are our balloons. But other countries have putting up other balloons that may not run APRS for weather and other things. and it's not a requirement. Go for it, Jason.
So this is the balloon while they're filling up. I'm pretty sure they put helium in this one. These larger payloads, but that's about, it's almost all the way full, and you can see the guys standing around it. And they've got gloves on, nitrile gloves on to keep.
Well, it's not balloon full. It's full to the point of how high they want to get it.
Exactly. Yeah, but you can see the size of the balloon. You
Yeah.
can see how large it is there. So,
yeah, the ones we had yesterday have been a quarter of that size.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it was quite a bit smaller. So, let's see. So here's the launch of it. And since my internet down here can't stream and play at the same time, I'll see if I can play it there. But yeah, it seems to be playing okay, I guess. But that's them. They're about to let it go. So that's how big. You can see how big it. That was a lot bigger than the one we launched yesterday. I keep saying we. I didn't launch it. I just was there to witness it. But they've got a big payload on this one. It's got a LoRa tracker, Whisper tracker, APRS, and that camera that's on it. And you can see all that there. And they've got 3 guy wires coming off of it, and they're kind of trying to keep it from going into the trees or running over to two guy wires into the payload wire, I should say. That payload wire, they tried to launch one of them, and the payload went and banged into a car in the parking lot and fell off the balloon. And then it was, so so it was kind of.
I wonder if they're gonna have a reflector dish or box thing on it. I'm trying to look at the payloads.
So here's what the 360 camera looks like. Switched view there. Obviously, it's going up there. You can see it's going up.
Well, yeah, it's also turning and twisting. I like this because they stabilize the video for us.
No, this is the video that Andrew.
Well, I know, but the software's stabilizing it, so we're not turning, because if you watch the raw video, it's doing this constantly, and being blown through with the wind.
Right. Yeah. That's the video which you guys kept track via 2-meter repeater. Yes. So they had a 2-meter repeater. I'm sorry, they had a DMR repeater on this balloon, and it was a simplex repeater, if I recall correctly. And then when they
must be a fisheye lens.
Well, this is proof to the smoking ape that the Earth is not flat. But
fisheye lens. You did it with a fisheye lens. It's supposed to be.
No. But so when they had the DMR simplex repeater up to a certain altitude, we were talking DMR simplex from North Texas to guys down in Houston. So we were DMR 2-way radio with the repeater on the balloon, and that was pretty fun. So thank you for the super chat. Brooks, thank you very much for the super chat. And Juan Luis, again, thank you for the second super chat out there. So let me this is
that's a beautiful shot.
If it'll play,
a beautiful shot.
Yeah. If it'll play, this is there it is, right there, right before it bursts. Boom.
Oh, wow.
That was freaking cool. I was like, I'm so glad it got that. And then it just kind of falls the whole way. So I think I sped it up a little bit, but that's it. It's falling now. It's I think it's like 85,000 feet when it bursts, something like that. So, and there it is right there coming back down. And it landed in the field like 20 or 30 miles from us. It didn't go. It pretty much almost went straight up and straight down. So, it was pretty good.
And they had a parachute on the payload cord.
Correct. Yeah, they had a parachute on the payload payload so that it wouldn't come down too fast. And obviously, it.
That was my next question. Were they able to recover the payload, or did they just lose all that investment?
No, we recovered the whole thing.
Cool.
We recovered. We all got in our car while we were talking on that repeater. We were like kind of following it. They're like, okay, it's going that way, it was going east, and actually, I think it was going north actually. But we were kind of sort of. I was like, okay, it'll probably go this way. And they had launched a balloon from that location before, so they're like, the last couple have gone this way, so it's probably going to go this way. Kind of guessing. So we watched it on APRS for like 20 minutes or so. Okay, all right, let's head that way. So, yeah, it wasn't too terribly far from where we started, where it landed. It almost went straight up and straight down, but it was around the Roston area where it came down, if you know where that is. So,
Oh, by the way, KG5 BBF is in the chat here. Chris, he's got a comment he made here.
KG5 VBF.
Yep, it's
KG5 BBF. The balloon you were following yesterday was his call.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It says total payload was 19 grams.
Okay. I missed his comment, and if I could scroll up and find it, good. You said his name was Chris. I don't think I got his name. I just got his call sign. But yeah, Chris, man, I was sad to see because I was watching your APRS beacon yesterday, and I was sad to see it stopped. But yeah, it was too bad, man. I'm sure you don't know what happened to it, but if you have any idea, I can't find his.
I want to read a comment.
Yeah, you could read it.
He says, I flew a light APRS-W or a light APS-W 2.0, total weight 19 grams, flew at decent rise rate until it took very quick jump into altitude and speed. I think it ran into some severe currents.
I was wondering if it was just currents. You know, it wasn't up there long enough to really run into anything heavy, I don't think. So this is the APRS-W 2.0 tracker they ran here.
Yeah.
And he said it was about $150. They've got it on here right now for about 140. So probably with shipping, it's right about 150. But I mean, that's a lot of money to spend on something that you're just going to like lose. I mean, you know, because he's not going to get it back. Yeah.
You're not getting that back.
I'd deal with 13 people for $10 a pop. I'm not going to blow 140 bucks and burn it up, you know.
Although if it landed in, you know, I would probably put a note on it or something saying, if you land in the US, if you find this in the USA, please email me or something, because I mean, if it landed in the Lake Charles area, maybe they'll contact you. I don't know. Maybe you'll get lucky. You know,
contact me. I'll give you a free sticker.
That's right. That's right.
Treasure hunt.
So yeah. But how about launching a balloon? Yeah. Digital Dreamer. We can launch a balloon from Hawaii, have it land here in Galveston. Good luck. Good luck with that. You'd have to pilot that thing. So be great.
Yeah. Majority of the Pico balloons, like the ones that we saw launched in Houston, are not planned to be recovered. They're supposed to go up and should be more resilient, I'm hoping. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I found it. Thank you, Chris, for joining the stream tonight. And I'm sorry that that it didn't go farther than that, because yours was the one I was watching mostly. So, and now I got you guys launching that on video. So we've got kind of some pictures of it. So I'll be putting a video up about it later. But I told Walter, I was like, hey man, the next time you guys do like something a little bit bigger, because he said that they weren't doing bigger balloons right now because of the price of helium. But he said that they had something planned. In fact, there's Walter right there. I said the next time you guys have a coordinated launch plan, let me know. I'll drive down and film that again, because I got a lot of really good comments about that one that we launched from the Plano Amateur Radio Club. So,
are you friends with Walter?
Friends how?
Oh, do you know him?
Sure,
well?
I know. Yeah, I wouldn't say I know him well. You know, he recognized me and I recognized him when we saw each other at the show. I went down and did a DMR presentation for their club like 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. So I met him down there.
He's kind of the DMR god out here.
Yeah. They've got a
DMR. He's a guy to talk to.
Yeah, he's heavy into DMR, and they're oftentimes found on the Brandmeister AMSAT talk group. Yeah. They just get on. I don't know how much AMSAT talking they do, but there's a talk group on Brandmeister called AMSAT, and I actually have that talk group piped to my C bridge. I have access to it. So, but yes, I know Walter, and he's a good dude, and he's very knowledgeable on in fact he's working on a new free DV product that he's probably gonna come on to talk to us about in a future live stream. So be watching that. I've never done anything with free DV, so I'm very anxious and interested to try that. So
something cool happened on the way back.
What's that?
From your Galveston Island, from Galveston Bridge. When I got off of it, I called out on. Yep, I got off and I called CQ on 5.2, made a contact, and he had his station up pretty high, 60 feet, and we talked until I almost got in the middle of downtown.
Oh, wow.
It was
downtown Galveston?
Houston.
Oh, downtown Houston. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the Causeway to there, I'm just like floored how long we were talking. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is awesome. Why don't we have this active over here in Dallas? Almost every time I made a contact around the Houston area on 5.2.
Was it N5FWB?
No.
Okay.
It was KG5. I forgot it.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
well, Kelly's in the chat. So Uber Geek has offered to go search Lake Charles for the one that went down.
There you go.
So search Uber Geek. Search APRS for Kilo Golf 5 Bravo Foxtrot -1, which is this one. No, not that one. This one right here. Yeah, it's this one right here. That's it right there. Kilo Golf 5 Bravo Foxtrot -1 for the balloon. That's the balloon tracker. And it's still showing on APRS, so you should be able to find it. But that's where that is.
So
I don't
when
know.
was the last
it looks
time
like
it
it.
peaked?
It looked like it was on the 4th yesterday at 13:38. So 1:30 in the afternoon yesterday is the last time. And it actually went over Lake Charles. It didn't. Lake Charles is the city it was near, but not the lake. I assume there's a lake called Lake Charles. But anyway, so it looks like it was last reported like over Farmhouse Chick. I'm sure that's a business name.
Probably landed in some guy's gumbo.
Yeah. So the last coordinates are here, what, Ward Line Road, which runs north and south, and just south of
Copy that link and send it to me real fast in Discord if you don't mind.
I don't know how well these links copy from.
We'll give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. Yeah, here you go. But anyway, so back to your simplex contact, Frank. The
Yeah, I just floored how the length that we were able to talk to, and for how long. That was just amazing. But at 60 feet, to be honest, or to have a he had an antenna up at 60 feet, that's pretty comparable for a repeater itself. So
yeah.
Well, do you know what kind of antenna he was using?
He said it was an omnidirectional 2 meter 440 antenna. Huh. And I was throwing 50 watts out of my car, so
there's a group
that high, I'm hitting it.
There's a group out here, and Kelly in the chat, this guy right here, KG5MUC, he's one of the group. There's a group that hangs out on 145.52, and they're fairly active. That you can make some pretty good simplex content. There's some 6.52 activity down here, but there's other frequencies also that have simplex activity. So I always keep at least one side of the radio on a simplex channel when I'm down here, because you hear a lot more simplex down here than you do back home. Which is really fun.
We need to get it more popular. Every time I'm in the car, I throw it out at least once. No one comes back.
Yeah. I just usually monitor it when I'm on road trips, but I'll throw it out every now and then. But yeah, that's where that is. So that's loud, Frank. When you drink like that, it's loud.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just telling you it's loud.
No, so I need to know.
The setup I've got it here at the house with my GP9 and the Yaesu 2980 running 80 watts of power. That thing's incredible. It's a powerhouse, man.
Yeah.
That with like what 9 dB a gain on the GP9.
That's like ridiculous.
I can reach out and touch you.
Yeah. That 80 watt 2 meter mono band, I want to mount one of those in my RV permanently, so that when I get to a campsite wherever I'm going, I just throw a flagpole on the bumper and push up pole as far as it'll go, and then I've got 80 watts of 2 meter 146.52 power there from the campsite. So that's long-term goal. That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, I mean that radio is what 80% heat sink, and the rest
a
small part of it's radio.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Or for $150, it's built like a tank. I can't say enough good things about it as far as just a simple VHF radio.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. So I'd like to know what kind of I think if I had to pick a tracker, I would pick this one. Where'd it go? I minimized that screen. I would pick this one here. That's the light, the one that Chris used, the light APRS W 2.0, and I would pick that one to put up on a balloon and let it go, because I would very much like to try to do this, but I'd like to put one up that has a better chance. You can't control what does and doesn't happen to it, but I'd like to put one up that has a better chance of staying up longer, because I'd like to do because I live stream every Sunday at 7. So every week we'll do an update. Oh, where is it today? Oh, where is it this week? Where is it this week? I think that'd be fun to do.
So let's just go to buy it. We'll go to Party City. We'll get a balloon, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
Or we go to Party City and get a bunch of balloons.
Yeah.
No one failure point here.
No one failure. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So,
and let's put a bottle of whiskey and a paid envelope attached to the bottom. So whoever finds it, here's some whiskey. Mail this back to us.
Some kid finds it, and you got the cops knocking on the door for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. That's a great idea, Frank. Because who's running around fields all day? Kids. I mean, come on.
Farmers.
So yeah. Well,
kids used to. Now they're running around PlayStation.
Yeah. Now they're in Minecraft or whatever they're playing today. So, all right. Well, this was fun. I would like to do some more stuff, and yeah, hopefully. I think Walter told me when they were going to do another one. I don't remember what he said right now, but I got him on email, and I was like, hey, let's let me know when they do another launch, because that was just fun. Like I said, I got a lot of really good comments on that one that I did up in the Plano Denton area, so I'd been wanting to do another one anyway. Do they wrap or protect those APRS modes from the weather, rain, and winds?
From what I've seen, it's almost the raw circuit board itself. There wasn't any added protection because it's all more weight means more fuel needed to get it up, and it's a game of losses.
Once it gets to a certain altitude, you get over the rain clouds anyway.
Touché.
So you're and I don't know what that altitude is. I think I feel like it's below 44,000 feet. But once it gets to a certain altitude, you're over the top. So you're taking the chance of it going through a storm cloud. You wouldn't launch a balloon on a cloudy, really windy storm day anyway. In fact, I think the one that I did record up there in Denton, they postponed it once because it was bad weather on their original launch date. So, yeah, I think once it gets up over there, you just have it take a chance of it climbing quickly enough to get through it, and then it's there. I think that's kind of rare for one to be taken down because of that. But,
Now I did think of the same thing. Why didn't they hot glue the thing so it's more resistant to water? But like you said, I was like, well, once they get high enough, you're going to be above all the storm clouds and condensation.
Yeah. Now this Noel has a great idea. HF antenna balloon hoisted to 70 feet AGL at the Deer Lease.
Yes.
Put the balloon up, tie an antenna to it, and that's a great idea, actually.
Yes.
I've thought about doing that with the drone, but drone
you
battery
get 20
only
minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, So,
hey,
yeah. So
stealth antenna. You hold up. It's a balloon for the party that we're having every other day.
Right.
Ooh.
Walter says they live stream all of their launches on his Zoom channel.
Yeah.
I'll send you a heads up. But yeah, thanks, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's fun to do. So, well, thank you everybody for being here tonight. I do want to follow up and do some more stuff with this, and I will let everyone know this week about the giveaway link that I will probably create tomorrow, because like I said, I got to sit down and ship a bunch of products, Edfong antennas and a few other things from the website tomorrow, and probably go ahead and go into my email program and create a new sign up for that, and that will be 3 weeks from today. What's today, the 5th? Yeah, 3 weeks. The 26th, Sunday, March 26th, last Sunday in March. So get that giveaway done, and then that'll be fun as well. So
I'm looking forward to some new equipment.
I bet you are. I bet you are. Yeah. So what's coming up on your channel, Frank? When are you going to post your Houston video? Do you know?
Houston video, as we were talking, I got it scheduled. It's going to go up tomorrow, 6/17. Yeah, 6/17 Texas time, Central Time, correct time. Is the highlights of everything there. This time I talked to the clubs. I went to the clubs and got to know them and what's going on in the area, and that was fun. And then just kind of showing the show floor and the tailgate area and balloon launch and us hanging out. So it's going to be fun. So swing by.
Good. Scott, did you record any video yesterday?
I did a little bit, but not enough to really qualify as a show. But I'm pretty sure between you, Mike, and Tank here, I think you guys are probably going to be saturating the market with the footage and coverage of that thing yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't. I never did see you with the camera yesterday, but I saw you tinkering around with that gimbal, but I didn't know if you recorded anything. So,
has Mike released anything yet?
I haven't. I don't think so. Mike did a couple of interviews. I didn't do any interviews. I just kind of did a walk around thing, and I've got a new spin I'm going to try to put on it. So we'll see if this if that works or if people hate it, and I'll know to do it again or not. So I don't know. Thank you, Walter, for coming by. And someone mentioned earlier that I should have brought you onto the stream, and we're planning to do that for for the free DV thing. But we might do a follow-up about balloon launches and try to do something with that sometime in the future. Maybe a week or two before their next launch, if you guys are wanting to get the word out and whatnot and invite people in the area to come down, we can get you onto the live stream like the week prior to that and just talk about it, get pictures of everything, say we're going to be here at this time and this day, and keep up with us on email in case the weather changes or something like that. So I'll be in touch via email, Walter. Thanks for being here on the stream tonight.
Actually, I'm about to send him an email tonight, so watch for mine too.
Cool, good deal. Well, thanks to everybody, 73 and thanks for being here. I will be doing some more POTA this week. We'll be here until Friday. We're gonna get up first. We're gonna pack up on Thursday, get up Friday morning, feed the dogs, hop in the car, and head home. And then Friday night's ham radio happy hour. We didn't do a ham radio happy hour in February. So we're going to do one this coming Friday night. I think it's like the 10th or something, like whatever Friday is. So we're going to do a ham radio, and Kyle's going to do trivia that night at 7, and then we're going to do the happy hour at 8 like we normally do. So should be a fun some fun Friday live streams for you this coming weekend. So thank you everybody for joining, and we hope to see you around the YouTube universe sometime this week. You guys wave goodbye.
Bye.